Hey guys, so we have this back for the 5th year anniversary, the Anniversary Surprise. And what this is this just allows you to basically just select any sparking that you want out of these units in order to buff up their Z power or to obtain them for the first time, a character that you do not own. So they've done this for the prior, I think, 2 anniversaries. I think the 3rd anniversary was the first time they started this. The 4th anniversary, they continued it, and now we are here again for the 5th anniversary. Now, the biggest disappointment about this is the fact that this lineup actually did not change from the 4th anniversary. This is the exact same lineup. The lineup last year also went up to Kale and Caulifla Assist. This is literally the exact same lineup. So obviously a year has passed. We've had a full year of power creep. Ultras run the game now. And it becomes a lot harder to compete with characters like God of Destruction Topo. You know, Blue Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku doesn't, you know, provide as much value as he once did when he released and last year during the anniversary. So I think when it comes to your selection of characters here, I'm going to go through and sort of like give my thoughts on each of the potential choices here. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to your personal situation. What teams do you run? What teams do you like to use? What characters do you like? So at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide who you want to pick. But in this video, my objective is just to look at the possible options here, look at all the selections they've given us, and I'm going to be giving my input on which characters I think would help the most and be most beneficial for the future of the game as we progress forward here. So in terms of how you obtain the ticket, we have to go to the missions for this. So if we go over to the missions tab, there should be a Legends Anniversary Surprise tab here. Anniversary Surprise, here we go. So once you complete these missions, I've already done most of these, but there's 2 I have left here. There's use 30 energy and then use 1 energy on the Don't Give Up Universe 7 mission or event, which is basically the event, I think, where you get the free-to-play units. So very, very easy to get this ticket. You get, for now, you get 1 ticket, so you can choose 1 unit here. So if we go back over to the list, again, it's not the greatest lineup of all time because they're all super old. Basically what it is it's every like non-LF sparking back in time from Caulifla Kale Assist. That's what this is. They also gave you a chance to exchange this into 10 slot removers, which of course I will do because I don't need anyone here, but obviously you guys should not do that. So what I've done is I'm actually going to shift over to Chrome. Let's go over here. So what I've done is I've basically just pulled up every single Zenkai character that I think could be useful. Not as a character to use, more so as characters that will be beneficial as fantastic bench units moving forward. At this point, when you take a look at the roster of characters that they have presented to us in that list there, most of the units in there, in fact, like 99% of the units in there are not going to be effective at all in PvP just because of how much power creep has happened in the past year. So we're going to be taking a look at the Zenkai units because those are the characters that make for the best benches in the game. So I've taken basically all the useful Zenkai characters in terms of bench, and I've listed them all over here. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to make this into a tournament format. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have 4 groups of units, and I'm going to just go through each of these tabs here and eliminate the options as we go through this. So we're going to start with the first group, which is the Zenkai characters. So we have Trunks and Mai. Of course, they're a really good character. So let me actually just show what they're doing as a bench character here. So they are giving Red Future, the Zenkai ability, and then they're giving Strike Attack and Defense to Future and Vegeta Clan. So actually a pretty strong Future bench for Red Future units. You know, Red Cell is the one that comes to mind. Of course, you can also give it to the Tag Androids. They're actually still not bad. Vegeta, this great Vegeta will eventually, I mean, he's not Future, but you can actually, wait, why is he? Oh no, he's a Vegeta Clan, I guess. I mean, he's not Future, he's not getting the Zenkai ability, but this Zamasu eventually will get a Zenkai Awakening. Revival Cell at some point will get one as well. So they have some decent uses here, but I'm going to eliminate them because I don't think that they're up to the same level as some of the other units on here. Now, Red Bergamo is a very, very nice option. Red Bergamo recently obtained a Zenkai Awakening earlier this year. He buffs HP for Rival Universe. And I think it's Universe Survival Saga. Yeah, Universe Survival Saga and red. And then his Z ability is Universe Survival Saga. Oh, no, sorry. What am I talking about? Zenkai ability is Rival Universe red. And then his Z ability is Universe Survival Saga and red. So that is a bit sad that I think this guy literally got his Zenkai Awakening. What is it, like a week before the Universe Rep tag existed? So they honestly probably should have just given this guy the Universal Rep Zenkai ability, because he's missing out on a few characters, but it's not that big of a deal. This is one of the better bench units in the game. Part 1 of the anniversary focused on the Universe Rep team, which of course has insane overlap with Universe Survival Saga and Rival Universe. The biggest thing for this character is that he is basically ultra hit's like best bench character in the game. This character and another character we'll look at in a second. But he's really good for hit. He's really good for casserole, another anniversary character. And then honestly, just as a plain bench character for the Universe Survival Saga team. So let's say you're not even running hit. You're running like Blue 17, Yellow Jiren, and Goku and Frieza. You still slap this guy on the bench because he's providing the HP to the whole team. So even as a non-Zenkai buffer, this guy's still really, really good. So I'm actually going to leave him up because I think this is one of the better options. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. This is a really, really nice character to help give Superhero Pan a bit more bulk. Red, Sagas from the movies is their Zenkai ability. Sagas from the movies and Hybrid Saiyans is the Z ability, both defenses here. The problem with this character is outside of Red Pan, they're not really providing a lot else, right? Cooler, sure. But I want you guys, how many times out of the past 50 matches that you've played have you fought against this unit? How many times in the past 50 matches have you fought against Pan? So, I mean, there's not a lot of value here outside of Pan, so for that reason, I'm going to remove them for now. There is a decent option. We could eventually get more red hybrid or movie units, of course, right? I guess it's more so movies just because of the Zenkai ability. But, yeah, we'll have to see. But as it stands right now, I'm probably just going to remove them. This is another big one, Rose Goku Black, the red one. This is the other character that hit fits the best with. Remember this guy, Rose? Is buffing red powerful opponent with his Zenkai ability, and then God Ki and Future with his Z ability. But for hit, you just put him in the leader slot on the Future team, right? And then hit is able to get the Z ability and the Zenkai ability. This Rose is giving 75% to strike attack and defense to hit. So it just becomes really, really strong. You run hit next to Rose on Future with like a third character being like Zamasu or the Purple Trunks or something like that. Even Red Cell could work, red, green. And the team actually does end up working pretty well. So I'm going to leave this guy up as well. Another really strong bench Zenkai option. So Super 17 is actually a good bench option. The problem with this character is he's really just for pretty much GT, because he buffs GT with his Z ability, and then he buffs green GT with his Zenkai ability. Unfortunately, GT is not in the greatest spot of all time, but if you are somebody who likes running the tag 4s, this is one of the better characters to put on your bench. So I'm going to talk about him, but I'm going to remove him because I don't think he lives up to the same, he doesn't provide the same amount of values like Bergamo or Rose right now. I think you have Fusion Android 13, similar situation to 17, but this guy's buffing androids. So we have red androids as the Zenkai ability, and then just androids as the Z ability here. Again, androids is fine, but there's no like insane red android right now. I think the free-to-play 21 is really good. These guys are really good. Red Cell's pretty good. But there's no like, oh my god, top 8 Android character that's going to be getting this Android 13 Zenkai ability. But he's solid. I mean, Red Cell, I really like this character. I like him a lot. I think Android 21 is a really, really good free-to-play unit. I think the tag androids can still do a lot of work. So there are ways to get value from this character, but I'm just going to remove him for now because, again, I just don't think he matches up with the other ones. Pretty much the same thing with his Full Power Frieza. Full Power Frieza buffs double defense for LOE, and then he buffs the Yellow Lineage of Evil. Lineage of Evil right now, I mean, in terms of yellow characters, once this LF Full Power Frieza gets his Zenkai, sure, this guy will probably make a comeback as one of the better bench characters here, but until then, no, I'm good on that. This is probably one of the better aging Zenkais in the game in terms of his bench potential, just because God Ki is always going to be insane, and this guy, I mean, he has an okay Z ability. This is the one knock I would have on this character, is this guy released during the first year anniversary before they really started pumping up the numbers on the Z ability, so he's only giving 25% to blast attack and defense. At this point, God Ki is pretty much entirely strike-based, right? You have both the Ultra strike-based, you have UI Goku strike-based, Revival UI is blast-based. You have this guy who's blast-based, but I don't really know if they work the greatest together. Zamasu can go either way. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna make if you're gonna designate these characters as bench units, you're probably looking for a better number than this. So I'm just gonna remove this guy, but he has a solid option still. Again, all these characters I'm mentioning are solid options. Same thing with this purple Vegeta. Again, it's the same. He has 25% here with his Z ability. He has a nice buff here. Obviously, he can help pump up Gogeta Blue, purple God Key, and then God Key from the Z ability. But just in terms of the potency, it's not there. This character, same exact thing. In fact, this guy might be lower, actually. Was he like 22%? No, he actually has 25% both defense and Sun Family. Problem with this character is he's buffing 2 different tags with his Z ability and his Zenkai ability, so that's definitely no. Green Legendary Super Saiyan Broly is buffing double defense with his Z ability, and then he's buffing Green Sagas from the movie. So Green Movies characters are going to get a lot of value from this Broly Z ability and Zenkai ability combo. Unfortunately, as you can see, yeah, not going to happen right now. So let's get him out of here. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. This guy is definitely in the running for one of the greatest bench units of all time. Especially now that he has a Zenkai Awakening. This guy's literally never, ever going to fall off. And I can just conclude the video right now. Buy this character. Like, this character is in the running for one of the better options you can purchase here. 20% HP, not just to Fusion Warriors, but also to hybrids. And then on top of that, he's buffing Yellow Fusion Warrior with the Zenkai ability. A really good pick for a Zenkai character. This is a character I actually wanted to get a Zenkai a long time before he actually did receive one. But for Ultra Super Vegeta, he's going to be really good. We're never going to stop getting hybrids, and we're never going to stop getting Fusion Warriors. How many more Ultra Fusion Warriors are we going to get? A lot is the answer. So I think this character is going to maintain his spot as one of the best bench characters of all time moving forward. So I'm definitely leaving this guy up here. Blue Slug. Really nice bench character for Regen. Regen is a team that I could definitely see making a relatively big comeback if they just get one more really solid character. Ultra Kid Buu, I think he is the best unit in the game. Even still, right now, spoiler alert for my top 10 video, I just think he's too good. He's too annoying. It's too easy for him to just, I guess, wreak havoc, just gain control of the battlefield. It's just too easy for him. Red Cell came out, very strong regen character. Again, and Blue Zamasu, of course, is still really good as well. So we're just waiting for like the final piece of the puzzle. If the character's going to be blue or not, I'm not sure. But this character is going to be a solid bench for regen. Blue regen with the Zenkai ability combo with Regeneration Z ability. Nice character. Only 28%, but he's not bad. But as it stands right now, I don't really see too many regen teams, so I'm going to remove him. Purple Broly has always been a really good bench character because I believe he's 35%. No, he's 30% to movies. Okay. Still really nice. Considering how old this unit is, him giving 30% with his Z ability to both offenses to movies is pretty good. And then he's giving Purple Movies the buff here. Again, a really good option. Ultra Broly, Ultra Gogeta Blue. These guys, when they were relevant. Gohan, honestly, you can still run this unit. You can still provide some help. So a good unit here, but I don't think he stands up to these three. So I'm just going to remove him for now. Next, we have Blue Bardock, probably one of the weaker ones on this list, but I wanted to include him anyway. The reason why I think he's a little bit weaker in terms of a bench character is because this. Specifically, Super Saiyans from your Z ability is not good enough, so we're just going to take him out. And then we have Chilled here. Now, Chilled has one of the best Z ability and Zenkai ability combos in the game, and it's been this way for a long time. Not only does he give 20% to max HP to Lineage of Evil, but he gives 18% to health restoration as well. This is crazy. This is really good. And then, of course, on top of this, he buffs Purple LOE with his Zenkai ability. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to leave this guy up here. Unfortunately, LOE, I mean, this guy is actually a really, really, one of the, like, probably one of, if not the single best bench character in the entire game for Goku and Frieza. But I think LOE needs, like, one or two more... Like, LOE needs one more headliner, like an Ultra, and then I would say on top of that, they also need one more, like, role-playing character on their team. And at that point, they're really cooking. So, they're not the greatest right now in terms of their spot in the meta, but this character will forever be, like, probably just the best bench character for the team forever. So I'm going to leave him up here. So at the end of the day, these are the best 4 options out of the Zenkai possibilities. We have Bergamo. We have Rose Goku Black, the red one, and then we have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, then we have Chilled. If I had to pick one character out of these 4 to recommend, I would probably recommend the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. He's buffing 2 separate tags with HP from his Z ability, and then he's buffing Fusion Warriors in yellow with his Zenkai ability. One of the more common tags, right? The thing about Fusion Warriors is Fusion Warriors doesn't get characters often, but when they do, they're, like, ridiculous. you guys have played the game for any amount of time. So I'd probably recommend Gotenks. You don't need to have his Zenkai ability active for him to be a good bench character. So that's what I would do for here. I'm just going to limit these other three, even though they're still really good options. And we'll leave Gotenks up for now. I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to pull up the other 3 groups, and we'll rate those in a second. Okay, so the next bucket of characters we have here are just 2 units. These are just really good Z ability units. So we have Green Mai, and then we have Red God Goku. Now let's start with God Goku. God Goku has probably been the go-to God Ki HP buffer forever. Like there's not really a God Ki team you're building with this unit without, like, there's not really a God Ki team you're building without this unit on the bench. Not only does he give 22%, which is more than the usual amount. Usually units give 20%. He's giving 25% to base critical of God Ki. This is like probably a little too good. 22% to HP and then 25% to base critical. Now, with all things considered, base critical is not that great. Base critical, just in terms of how the stat affects characters, it's not that good. But in combination with, like, this is just a bonus. Like, he doesn't even need to be giving this. This is the value coming from this character. 22% to max base health of God Ki. This character's probably never going to get replaced as bench for this team, and I am very scared of the day he gets his Zenkai, because at that point it will solidify him as just forever being the most ridiculous bench character on this team. And then we have Green Mai. If you guys thought this God Goku Z ability was crazy, this is like this is actually the best Z ability in the game, and it has been this way since she came out. Like, what, the 4th or 5th month of the game, maybe even before that. 25% to HP. What were they smoking when they? This is a character that is such a powerful bench character that I actually think that every team should have this. Up to this point, only Future and Girls have had access to a 25% HP Z ability, and I actually feel like it's unfair to other tags. With how often the Future team is buffed, with how often they get new characters, it actually isn't fair that they have access to this when, like, I don't know, Universe Survival Saga or Vegeta Clan or Sun Family or like literally any team, Super Saiyans, or I don't know, like Cell Saga, like there's no other team that has this, and Future is one of the single most buffed teams in the game. I don't know. This is a character that literally will never fall off. And one of the reasons why you always see characters being leader slotted on Future is because they can then take advantage of Green Mai's ridiculous HP buffing Z ability. I'm going to remove God Goku. It's kind of insane that this God Goku is going to lose in Z ability value to another character. But I mean, this literally Green Mai has the best Z ability in the game, hands down. I don't actually, I see them probably just never Zenkaiing this character. This character is probably on the never Zenkai list, and has nothing to do with her actual abilities in battle. It's just because this is so dumb. This is ridiculous. And with how often Future is buffed, you're probably always going to have Future leader slot, like characters that are just being put on Future in the leader slot to get the benefit of this buff. So I'm going to leave her here. I actually think I would put her like literally on par with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, even though she's not even a Zenkai character. That's how dumb this is. So we'll leave that there. That's going to be the second group of characters. Now, the third group of characters are characters that I think can actually compete in PvP. They're not going to be dominating. They're not going to be, you know, on par with the best units or the best LFs or the best Ultras, but they at least have a fighting chance. And those are the characters that received the Majin Buu Saga unique equipment. So this is going to hinge on you actually having farmed the equipment for these characters. This purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I'm actually going to save him. I'm going to go through for Gohan first. This Gohan is does have a Zenkai buff, right? The problem with this Gohan is he's only buffing one stat with his Z ability, and it's Blast Attack. Hybrid Saiyans has never and probably will never be a blast-based team. I mean, like, there was a time where they like had like half of their team is blast-based, like that Zenkai Blue Trunks kind of was at one point, but this most likely this team will never be blast-based, especially with Beast and how much he controls hybrids right now. So just the fact that these Z abilities and Zenkai abilities don't really match with each other, on top of the fact that I'm not really the biggest fan of how they handle his unique equipment, I'm just gonna remove him. I don't think he's worth it. Okay, so now we have Fat Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, the thing with these characters is not only are they really good, well, not really good, but not only are they at least viable options for PvP, they have really good Z ability and Zenkai ability combos. This Fat Boo, if you take a look at what he's doing, he's giving 28% to regen both defenses and then green regen with his Zenkai ability. So he's overlap here. He's a really good bench option for regen if you're not just going to straight up use him. I've actually had a lot of success using this guy next to Ultra Kid Buu, and even throwing him on a team next to like the free-to-play Super Buu. The triple Majin Buu Saga team set up with those 3 characters, actually, I found to be pretty good. Super Saiyan 3 Goku has, again, one of the best bench histories in the game. He just buffs Saiyans. Now, 23% is pretty low because he's really old, but Saiyan Strike Attack and Defense, and then Purple Saiyan Zenkai ability, this is a really good combo. Like, really, really good. Ultra Gogeta Blue, you can buff Ultra Broly. Anytime a Purple Saiyan comes out, guess what? This guy's going to be Zenkai buffing them and Z ability buffing them. So on top of the fact that this is, I think, a much more prevalent bench character than Fat Buu, I'm going to remove Fat Buu here and keep this guy on the list here for now. Now, the last group of characters is going to be a wild card list. So I'm just going to get to the conclusion of the video right now. My conclusion of the video is actually to not use your ticket yet. If we go back to the game, this exchange shop is up until July 26th. So my recommendation would be to wait and see what happens throughout the course of this anniversary. And there is a possibility that we could see some insane Zenkai Awakenings down the line. And I've just pulled up 4 options here. So we have the first option is Blue 18. Second option is going to be Blue Topo. Then we have Blue Basil, and then we have Yellow 17. If you guys are, you know, pulling on this part one banner for Goku and Frieza, I'm sure a lot of you have, you know, tried to build a Universe Reps team. Guess who would really help the Universe Reps team as a bench unit? This Yellow 17 if he got a Zenkai. This Blue 18 if she got a Zenkai. This Blue Topo if he got a Zenkai. Or this Blue Basil if he got a Zenkai. So these characters could potentially be good bench options. We just don't know if they're going to be getting Zenkai Awakenings yet. So these potentially could be good options here if they decided to Zenkai any of these units. I think if I had to choose one character out of these to get a Zenkai to help the team, it would probably be the Blue 18, because not only would she be Zenkai buffing the Blue 17, who doesn't even have a Zenkai buffer yet, besides the free-to-play 21, which is not a real Zenkai buff. She'll just be buffing Goku and Frieza. All they got to do is give this character a Blue Universe Rep Zenkai ability. Look at this. 35% Universe Survival Saga or Android Strike Attack and Strike and Blast defense, so both defenses, and then 15% Universe Survival Saga Strike Attack. What if she also got Blue Universe Rep Zenkai ability? Like literally, this would be crazy. This would be the single most impactful Zenkai they could probably do at this point. So we'll see if that happens. But again, I would say don't spend your ticket yet and just wait and see what happens for the time being. But besides that, I would say any of these 4 characters would be good picks because or I guess not her for now, but just wait and see what they do for her. Any of these 3 characters, if you don't want to wait, any of these 3 characters would be really, like, you would not be doing yourself a disservice by picking any of these characters for bench purposes. And I think Super Saiyan 3 Goku, out of these 3 characters, probably has the best chance of being actually competitive in PvP. Gotenks is not bad just because he literally just Zenkai Awakened. He's definitely like not horrible or anything like that. But I think Super Saiyan 3 Goku with his unique equipment probably is a little bit better in terms of his usability in PvP. If you like held a gun to my head and were like, who would you pick out of these 3 characters? This might sound crazy, but I'd actually have to go with Mai. I would say Green Mai is probably what I would pick for this. If it was up to me, it would be between Green Mai and Yellow Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I would probably have to give the slight edge to Green Mai. They just don't stop buffing Future. Like, people are asking, when is Ultra Vegito Blue coming out? Guess what? He's on Future. Look at this team. Hold on, let's pull up the Future tag. When Future was first like released as a tag, did we ever think we'd be getting this? It keeps going. Look at this. How many Future units are they going to release? How many LFs do they have? They have Vegeta and Trunks. They have 17 and 18. They have the green Trunks. They have the blue Trunks. They have LF Cell. They have LF Vegito Blue. They have Future Gohan. They have LF Rose. They have LF Fusion Zamasu. It just keeps going on. They have this Vegeta. It's just, they actually can't stop buffing this tag. And I think the Green Mai having the best Z ability in the game for the tag that they can't stop buffing, like, it's too good to pass up on. So if you're somebody who still needs copies of Mai, or maybe you don't even have Mai at all, you really can't go wrong by picking this character. So this would be my #1 pick, which is kind of crazy. But other than that, I think Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is a good pick. I think the purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a good pick. And honestly, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's going to depend completely on your situation, what characters you have, what teams you use. So again, all the Zenkai characters I mentioned in the beginning of the video definitely are viable options to be chosen here. I'm just a little bit disappointed at the end of the day that they decided to not even change the lineup of characters here. But let me know down below what you guys are going to decide to do with this ticket. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it useful, and I will see you all in the next one.